What's up, folks?
Welcome back.
So look who's pinch hitting this week.
I was gonna say, did we just get upgraded here?
Right, we didn't get we got a little shorter, but just as wide. We kept the girth. We kept the girth.
I was gonna say we went from like sales guy of the year to sales director of the year. We're talking like about upgrading this.
Good Lord,
this Facebook here.
Yeah, Johnny's on vacation this week, so we needed a pinch hitter for him this week. So here I am. Good to see you guys.
Just say most of you guys probably already know from calling in and getting myself or Barry or one of the other guys on the phone. But yeah, Jonathan's out, but we're still rocking and rolling here.
Absolutely.
We don't stop for nothing on that one. But yeah, so
every week you guys have a something that you call each week, right? Do you have a tradition already?
Yeah, I guess we could say that. Yeah,
right. It's a tradition.
So I think this week we're gonna go checker flag Friday.
Checkered flag Friday.
There's been a lot of race related stuff.
There's some race stuff going on this weekend. It's the big weekend.
Yeah, so I think you're gonna talk about that one in a
little
second.
bit. A little bit.
Yeah. But there are a couple other house cleaning things, as we like to do in the beginning, that we got to get to first. So this is now the final lap for the El Promo.
The El Promo.
EL Promo. So all you guys have heard this from us multiple times already. Most of you have taken advantage of it. But is the last run for the Triton EL Promo. If you did not know about it, we have all of the EL line on special. If you're buying smaller quantities, you get a little bit of a discount.
Single lot price.
Yeah, you buy master cartons, you getting.
That's for El Gordo likes El Promo.
Yes.
That's when you got those guys that can buy big, and it makes sense. Save that extra money. Buy master carton. There's a different level of discount.
Yeah. So again, if you weren't aware of it, you're aware now. Reach out to us. Again, today we're on limited time. I'll be back at the desk in a little bit. Other guys are on there, but still next week that's going on. So do not forget.
Absolutely.
We have a date that we have to talk about.
Yes. Yeah, so the Winter Summit.
Woo.
The Winter Summit, believe it or not, it feels like it's 1,000,000 degrees out there today, but before you know it, it's going to be, Labor Day's coming, and then after Labor Day, we pretty much start to get cooled down, and it's time to start thinking about remote starts and all the other winter-related businesses that we do. Lighting, paint protection. So it's time, Winter Summit. You guys definitely want to be there. We're going to have all the bells and whistles. Keep tuned in. You'll hear more about it as we get closer to September 21st.
Yeah, and as Bob had mentioned, we traditionally, if we go back far enough, that we've been doing these things for a long time, we used to call it the Starter Summit. It was remote starters. So again, obviously that's a huge part of the business, but as you mentioned, that's not all that goes on here. So that is expanded out. If you haven't attended a couple of the past ones that we've done, you wouldn't maybe know that. Hopefully you will be attending this one, but there's going to be tons of different lines there, tons of different products that you can make money off of throughout the winter season, even if you're not a remote starter shop.
Right. I mean, there's so much business that gets done because of the winter. And that was the reason we needed to change it, right? Because the Starter Summit certainly is a big part, but it doesn't tell you the whole story. So make sure you guys tune in and see us at the Winter Summit, September 21st at the MassMutual Center. More details will definitely be to follow.
All right, so we got those out of the way. Now, we were talking about a race that's going on, maybe something that's happening, I don't know, tomorrow maybe like around noon?
It's happening. So Ben's actually wearing his shirt. I will just show you what a larger shirt might look like. So Ryan Preece is the NASCAR driver, number 17. It's wrapped with Sony Mobile ES on the hood, as you saw in the picture. Team Sony will be down there. We had some folks from some ES dealers kind of get into a contest, and our top 3 dealers are at the show or be at the race, meeting us there. Our top dealer, Audio Barn.
Yeah, Audio Barn. I think
is on the car.
Yeah, I was going to
say.
On
the car. So the wrap. We'll be taking pictures. You'll have some pictures next week here of the car. His logo will be on the car. Done.
Huge promo. I don't think that's something that definitely something we haven't done before. I don't think I've heard anybody anywhere in almost any industry kind of give away something like that. So congratulations to Audio Barn. Killed the promo.
Killed it.
Great job with that. And you get a little reward by getting that logo on the car.
How many dealers can say that their logo is going to be seen nationally on television, on nationally televised program on one of those cars? I mean, that's huge.
It might be one.
It might be one. I think it's just one
in the country. Yeah, that gets to have that
in the
happen.
car audio business, right? Think about it as a retailer. That's just a huge, fantastic first prize, and congratulations to them. It was a great contest, and we're going to all have a great time out there with Team Sony. We're going to be up in the, we're going to be in the pit, doing a quick meet and greet with them. We're going to have a big suite, air conditioned, right? So it won't be, it's going to be hot tomorrow. We'll be air conditioned, having some beverages.
Yeah, I think
it'll be good.
Yeah, so, it's nice. Again, you get to go heavy all week long, and a lot of you guys weekends too. Digging away at these kind of promos, it's a nice little way to celebrate. And I got a feeling that this isn't the only thing GoFast is going to do.
No, I don't.
We're always coming up with.
I don't think
stuff.
so, but it just kind of lets you know if you're not involved now, if you're not a mobile ES dealer, if you're not involved with GoFast, get involved, right? Because there's always something going on. Who knows what next year? We might have to get a blimp or something. Maybe get the Goodyear blimp and put our names on it somehow.
Who knows?
We're working on stuff. So,
but yeah, I mean, again, in our vendor of the week here as well, Sony is always helping us come up with great ideas. So yeah, just wait to see. But first, we got to get past this weekend, which I'm very, very excited for, and I'll see some of you guys there as well.
Awesome.
Yeah. So we've got that going. But Sony, as I said, was the vendor of the week. They were a huge sponsor also of Mobile Expo 2022.
So I remember, Ben, Sony was our big daddy, right? They sponsored the $1 million 4-shot parlay, right? So we had one of our dealers go up there, gonna try to hit the layup, the free throw, the 3-pointer, and the half-court shot. Had he made it, he would have won $1 million, sponsored by Sony. So it was fun. It was a great time. Everybody had a blast.
Oh, absolutely.
And thank Sony for just being that partner to put up the money for that $1 million first prize.
Yeah, and always helping out. A great partner with GoFast and with the dealer base as well. So it's not just a Sony GoFast relationship; it's a Sony relationship with all the dealers out there. So thank you for that. And with that, we'll talk about a couple specials that we have going on as well. So you didn't have to win the ES Mobile contest. You didn't have to do anything special for this one other than just be a GoFast dealer. You're going to see some ads coming out with some Sony products out here. So I'm going to rip through real quick, and then we're going to do a little product spotlight on some new ES stuff as well. But right in front of Bob, we got some marine speakers out there. Again, it's starting to, even though we're starting to talk about the winter season.
It's still hot out there.
Yeah.
It's big boat weekend.
There's still boats going out there. So Sony not only does a great job with all their screens, again, a lot of times you think of Sony, you think of those beautiful flat panel TVs that a lot of people have in the house, which does translate into their beautiful radios.
Absolutely.
But they do speakers as well. They do marine product. And if you have a couple people still on the hook, which from taking some calls, a lot of you guys do, check out some Sony speakers. They're going to have a couple different levels of quality within there. We've got the XSMP 1611s in white and black, so make sure you check those out. I'm going to jump over this radio here to move over onto some of their screened units. So again, most of you guys are going to be familiar with the lineup already, so I'm going to kind of blast through to give you a quick rundown of some differences between their radios. Because if you go onto Sony's website or you talk to us, you've researched before, you see they've got a lot of radios that can look very similar in terms of screen size, and you may think, well, why do we have so many of these things out there in the line? Well, there are reasons to go through. So they do have the Sony 3200, which has been very, very popular with us, but we're going to focus on the 5500 and above. So starting in here, 7-inch capacitive touchscreen. It's a wired CarPlay Android Auto unit, and some of these features are going to be shared throughout, but we'll go through that. WebLink, Sirius XM compatible. You got front, rear, and sub pre-outs on these. It is 5-volt as well, which that's not always something that happens with some of these in this price range. 3-year warranty on these babies as well. So, wow. Yeah, whereas a lot of the other manufacturers, you're only able to offer out 1 3-year warranty on these. 2 USB inputs, one of them dedicated in for that CarPlay and Android Auto. Bouncing down to the 5600. Again, very similar. All the great features from the capacitive touch screen, but we're going to add in an HDMI input. So we get asked all the time, I want to mirror my iPhone, I want to do this, I want a Fire Stick, I want to add on some video onto these things. Well, bam, Sony heard you crying for it, they listened, they added in, so now you can go from the 55 to the 56, getting that HDMI input. Moving further, keeping on going to the 7000. So we're going to take that HDMI out in this case, which won't really be necessary, but we're going to add in an anti-glare screen. We're also going to add in a high output amplifier. This piece, a lot of you guys have been utilizing in bikes for the past couple seasons. Can go in any vehicle as well, but again, very popular with the Harley guys. Something very special about this unit, which I feel is underutilized and probably a huge miss for most of the dealer base, is that high current amplifier in there is not just to give a little bit of extra juice into your door speakers and maybe deck speakers, which it would do. This bad boy right here can actually run just about any 2 ohm subwoofer box on the market just off the radio. So you get a guy that comes in, he has the pie in the sky, I want to have the biggest, baddest setup, and 5 amps, this and that. You hit him with the $10,000 price point. He falls over.
He starts to go back and he says, I've got to call my wife, my priest, my doctor. I've got to back off a bit.
Yeah.
But he's got everything here.
We've all been there. This is an awesome solution to be able to go ahead and add in those features that you would get out of external amplifiers, all without having to have that, keeping that installed to essentially just the radio and then running a couple extra wires in there. But this bad boy is 2 ohm stable on both the 4-channel portion, the speaker portion, and also if you're running it off the subs. So please ask us about that. If you're not sure on how to wire that up, how to make the settings happen, let us know, because if you're not offering that out, you're missing out big time. So moving on from that one, now we get into the big boy, the 8100. We're going to switch that up now to a 9-inch resistive touch floating screen. It also has anti-glare on there as well, because a lot of times using these things in Jeeps, things like that, we're going to get that sun and we got to make sure that it doesn't wash out the screen. This one's going to add back in the HDMI input, which is going to be at the bottom of the screen. So again, if you wanted to do a quick connection in for your favorite streaming service stick, Fire Stick. I don't know if anybody uses a Chromecast anymore. Is that
is that even a thing anymore?
I'm not sure.
So last year,
maybe other things. I might be showing my
showing your age.
Yeah, on that one. So maybe we'll move on from there. But it's a singled-in chassis, unlike a couple of other units that are out there, which makes it for a nice, easy install. And also, you may not know this or may not see this being advertised a ton, but that screen is also relocatable, and you can do a little bit more custom installs. So if you didn't want that screen protruding from the dash, you can actually go ahead and hide that DIN and extend out some ribbon cables, and then if you really want to go crazy and get custom, you can do custom installs with that thing as well. So awesome unit. Now I'm going to jump back over this way, and reason being is that we don't want to forget about some single DIN radios as well.
Before you jump over, I just want to make sure that we point out to the folks that if you haven't gotten your email or text message from us, call your GoFast sales rep. The sale on these is significant. There's about a $50 bill for each one of on each one of these, give or take $1 or $2, depending on which one we were talking about. The higher one's obviously a little bit more, the lower one's just a hair less. It's about a $50 bill that you can put in your pocket.
That's a great point on there. And Sony also, it has a MAP policy that is very aggressively enforced.
Absolutely.
So when you go ahead and you get that discount,
that's $50 in your pocket.
Yeah, you're able to make some extra profit dollars on that one. That's not to offset a current promo. That's just extra money in your pocket. So great point on that one. But yeah, jumping back over, again, single DIN radio. You'd say, man, I've seen a lot of these Mechless single DIN. Hey, it does have 3 pre-outs. They are high volt. But again, much like that 7000, that bad boy has that high-powered amplifier in there. So if you run into a situation maybe like myself, I have an older pickup truck. I wanted a radio in there to replace a radio. I wanted to put a little boom boom bass in there. I wanted to replace some speakers, but I didn't want to put the budget money into an amplifier because again, it's a second truck or second vehicle. I don't really use the thing a ton, but again, I still wanted that experience. I actually own one of these. It's a little bit older model. It's the one with the CD player. This one is the Mechless one, but I was using this in that mode, running it to run a subwoofer. I could tell you from experience myself, not just from stuff I've read or heard or YouTube videos. So again, an awesome piece in that ad on special, and something where you can go ahead and make some extra bucks from your customers. So
yeah, the really cool thing about a unit like this is that if you get your customers started off on that, the high power that's already in there, and they see, they feel, they hear the difference. It's all that law of diminishing return. A week, 2 months, 6 months later, you've been listening to it, kind of you hear it. Now you hear somebody else's, and what would it take to make mine sound like that? And it's just that natural progression. So
yeah.
Great way to get them started on something like this.
And that is an awesome point. Now we're getting kind of into sales strategy and things like that. But if you talk to a customer and say that that they really wanted that big boy system, but they just didn't have it in the budget right off the bat, if you were to put one of these radios in, you can then call that customer back maybe around Christmas time, maybe a few months later, and you could still add on the subwoofer to this. You don't have to do anything crazy. The radio is ready to rock and roll. You may have to do a little bit of changing up some of the wiring on the back of the radio, but I can tell you it is extremely easy to change those settings. And now all of a sudden, you're limiting the amount of work you did. You're not going to have to kill the customer on the cost of an amplifier install. The actual installation of the base would now be a little bit less if you so choose. But now they're getting that experience from your shop at the price point that they wanted. That would be a tremendous call to get as a customer. I mean, think about that. Think about how much care that would take from your shop to be able to reach out. So again, talking strategy, when you're looking at some of these feature bases, even if you don't use them up front, you can go ahead and use this as a hook to reach back out to your customers to make more money. So again, if you have any questions with those things to make that happen or based around strategies like that, go ahead and let us know.
Let us know. So now I think we're almost to the part where this is the reason why I came here, is because I wanted to hear about what's new, what's hot from Sony. We've all been waiting for, especially all the Mobile ES dealers have been waiting for the amplifiers to finally pop.
Yes, so I think all of our ES dealers can agree. They've been enjoying the speakers, they've been enjoying the subs, radios, that's a no-brainer. But they wanted to complete some of those audio systems. So we finally have the monoblock and 4-channel ES amplifiers out, XM1 ES and XM4 ES. So I'm going to start with the monoblock, which is up here, but 600 watts RMS at 4 ohms, 1,000 watts RMS at 2 ohms, and I'm going to get a little technical here, but all of the specs fall under CTA 2006C guidelines for noise, distortion, and supply voltage.
What does this mean?
I think if you're that techie, you know what I'm talking about, but that's awesome ratings on here. Just goes to show the quality of these units. Again, they're going to fit great price points. They're going to look absolutely phenomenal, but they are made to perform. So one cool thing with these things, they're cast aluminum chassis, and I may not explain this one the best, but the cast aluminum chassis basically is designed so that when vibrations are happening, again, you're in a vehicle, speakers are moving around, vibrations are going on. This is actually designed so that that vibration doesn't damage or cause any distortion in with the amp. So again, these are things that you may not get when you're just looking at this thing from the outside, but it goes to show you how much thought went into this line and really how premier of a lineup this one is. It's got gold-plated terminals on there. Again, the mono block amp's going to have your speaker level inputs and RCA inputs. So it's got a lot of those kind of features as well, low-pass filtering, subsonic filtering. One other cool thing that would be, again, more towards the look and on that side, this little plate on the front. I'm going to show you. All the terminals are on this side. The nameplate's facing this way. Well, what if I need to go and I need to mount the amp this way? We've all been there. Now all of a sudden your beautiful install has the logo pointing the wrong way.
It's upside down.
Or you're sacrificing maybe the look of how you're wiring by flipping the thing around so that the logo is facing the right way for the customer. You can actually take that plate off and flip that around so that whichever way you feel like you want to mount it, you could do that without sacrificing the look of it. So again, it may seem like a small thing, but realistically when it comes down to it, extremely high quality product, extremely high quality installs, generally going in pretty high-end vehicles or people that are looking for a great install. Things like that can really make a huge difference to the end user, even though we may look at it as being something really, really tiny. But again, we got the monoblock in there. Now we got to pair it up with the 4-channel. That one's going to be 100 watts by 4 at 4 ohms. It is bridgeable, 330 watts on that bridge channel. 165 watts for running at 2 ohms. It has signal summing. Again, I'm going kind of fast on this stuff, but it's got signal summing. So if you're like me, you kept your factory radio, you really can only generate one output. I'm using an LC2i for sound processing currently. I only have one output on there. This will then take that signal, turn it into 4 channels for us. And then also high-res audio compatible. So I can probably keep going on. I'm really going to have to get my hands a little bit dirtier with these things. Yeah, I think I might be doing a little switch up in the car. I will say I am a Sony ES speaker owner already.
Oh, are you?
So I was one of the people that have been anxiously waiting.
For those amps.
Yeah, for these amps to come out. And also, with that monoblock, bass knob included. Small things, but again, a beautiful bass knob that's going to go along with the amplifier. They do have a 5-channel that is going to be on the way at some point in time as well. So always adding to the line,
Stay posted,
always taking feedback from dealers, and always putting out some great products.
So you talked a little bit on the technical end. I wanted to talk with you a little bit about being a mobile ES dealer and the advantages of being a mobile ES dealer. So certainly, if we talk about just being a direct, right? So buying direct, there are certain advantages when a retailer might say, well, I want to be direct for whatever line that it is. And typically it's going to be like the exclusivity, and mobile ES has that locked down. I mean, mobile ES dealers, there are not like a million mobile ES dealers everywhere. They don't just pop up. It's protected by Sony very well. I mean, they guard it very well, the mobile ES line. They make sure that it's not online, which is another reason why you want to be buying a premium line. Besides that, pricing and margin, right? If you're buying direct, there's the thought that you're going to get the best margin, and a lot of times that could be true. But all of that is in the Sony Mobile ES dealer line. You get the margin, the protection, the exclusivity. But you know what you get on top of it if you're buying Sony Mobile ES through GoFast?
Hit me with it.
If I place my order from a company that's in California, when do I get my order?
My guess would be, knowing UPS, at best maybe 5 days. Right. It might be a week. It could be 2 weeks. Who knows?
As with GoFast as your mobile ES distributor, right? So we have it here. You have it tomorrow.
Yeah, and again, you're going through. You're really rocking with mobile ES. You just found out, oh man, I just sold the last XS4 ES, and I'm selling a job right now. This guy wants to have it booked in tomorrow. There's what Bob's talking about. We do pickups, we do deliveries, we do next day shipping, so now you're not waiting for product as well. And I think a great point on a lot of that. When you're in distribution, there's not always a lot of protection, we'll say.
Sure.
There's going to be a lot of lines that we're going to be able to sell pretty much across the board. Now, we do our best to make sure people aren't stepping on each other's toes, but there's really nothing set in stone there. Sony really wants to make sure that, again, people aren't piggybacking on top of each other. And also, they're really looking to partner up with shops that want to,
promote the brand. Yeah, promote the brand to be part of the family.
Exactly, and be a partner. So if you're interested in something like that and you like what we're talking about with there, I think we're still taking some applications for some Sony Mobile ES.
I mean, certainly, like to your point, if you want to be a Mobile ES dealer, reach out to your GoFast sales rep. They'll do their due diligence. They're not going to put 2 dealers next to each other, right? Because that's unfair to both dealers. But once you go through that process, it's as long as everything works out and there's nobody on top of you. What about being a Sony Mobile ES dealer and being that guy, the Mobile ES dealer? And it's not there's something there a little bit different, right, or something else. There are brands that we know in our industry, that you guys know in our industry, that you know them like this. I know what that is. I know that brand. But when you step outside of the people in this industry and you go to the regular consumer, you may not know some of the brands that we know. But I can guarantee you there's a brand that he does know. Every consumer walking the streets, I know that there's a brand that they would know.
Yeah, and again, most of those customers, if not every single one of them, when I say most, we could be talking like 99.9% are Sony customers.
Of one way, shape, or
whether
form.
Whether it's, headphones, TVs, anything they do in all their other channels, they're already Sony customers. So why wouldn't they want to be Sony customers in the car as well? And there's also some of the vehicles now are also coming with some Sony systems in there. So again, the name is getting bigger and bigger. I think it's grown by leaps and bounds in the car audio sphere. But again, to that point, it makes it for an easier
sale, of course.
Easier transition.
I don't have to
sale.
if I don't have to sell you on the brand, because I may know that that the brand I'm showing is a premium brand, but the consumer doesn't. If I show them Sony, it's instant recognition. They know that it's a premium brand. We know it's a premium brand, and you're just starting up. You're starting up 3 rungs up the ladder. You didn't have to do that. You're starting here instead of starting here on the sales process.
Yeah, and again, it's aggressively priced for the customer, for the quality of the product. So it's a very fairly priced product. But I think you had mentioned it earlier.
There's margin in it.
There's a ton of margin in there for you guys to actually make money with it as well. Sony does a Premier Rewards program as well. So they're going to actually pay you by giving you product that you can make money on by selling it. But then once you sell it, they actually get you kickbacks as well.
I know a couple of shops that incent their sales team, right? Where the sales team will get the Sony Rewards. So that kind of gives them an incentive to be out on the floor talking about Sony, promoting Sony. It just makes sense. There's just, as a business owner, there are just so many positives in the Mobile ES line.
Talking strategy again. We're talking sales strategy. Sony helping us out with that.
You've got all those numbers, CTIA thing. I had to come up with something.
Yeah. But again, it just goes to show that Sony is really, really out there for their dealer base. Everybody's out to make a buck. We're out to make a buck. Sony's out to make a buck. Everybody's got to provide for themselves and their families. But Sony really takes into account dealers, making sure the dealers are healthy, the dealers are happy, so the dealers can keep selling that Sony and Mobile ES product.
So we've taken a bunch of time today.
I think so.
I think we've got work to get done. So I think it's time for the what are we spinning this week? We got a cookie. We got a hula hoop. What do we got going on?
Maybe a cat.
A cat.
Ooh, yeah, let's go ahead and
Sony cat.
Yeah, let's go ahead and give some stuff away. I think we're going to give away a little Sony gift pack.
A little Sony gift pack, absolutely.
So, without further ado,
wow. We're going over this side. Sony cat.
What are you guys giving away?
It's a Sony gift pack.
There you go. Spin that cat.
Ooh.
Wow, spinning cat. Who's our winner this week?
Auto Finishers. Jim over at Auto Finishers.
Jim Scheffler at Auto Finishers. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Jim.
Jim, give your GoFast sales rep a call, and we'll get you squared away with the Sony gift pack. Give us a call, and we'll get that out to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I believe right before we wrap up, we're going to be going and maybe kicking it over to something that happened at Mobile Expo 22. Maybe something you might be familiar with.
Yes, it was. Most of the guys have inside the office have said that the entire series of videos was the thank you tour. So this is the Sony version of the MX22 thank you tour. So thanks, guys. See you soon. Mobile Expo 2022. I'm here in the Sony booth with Titan of this industry.
There we go again.
Rick Codan, head of sales. Rick, tell us what's going on in the Sony booth. It's got a crowd here. Things are popping. What's hot?
Yeah, so this is a fantastic show. The turnout for GoFast as a distributor, the dealer support is unbelievable. So we're thrilled because we have a Subaru over here that's laid out with the latest in Mobile ES product. That's our flagship 9500 head unit in front, 2 of our 10s, and then our component sets throughout the car. It's fantastic. People are getting demos over here, and then we have a working display back here so that we can show our full line. So we have our core products on display, as you can see here, as well as a table dedicated to our new Mobile ES line. And that new Mobile ES line comprises right now of 5 speaker SKUs and the 1 head unit that I mentioned that's the flagship in this vehicle here. But the big news is they'll be joined by 6 more SKUs, 2 more subwoofers, 2 more component sets, and 5, I'm going to take you over here, a new 5-channel amplifier, 4-channel amplifier, and a mono amplifier that'll be joining the Mobile ES line when we get to midsummer.
So Rick, you know, Sony is a big sponsor of ours. You guys sponsored a block of hotel rooms. Sony sponsored a 65-inch TV that we're giving away today, and Sony sponsored the Big Daddy $1 million 4-shot parlay that's going to be held at the Basketball Hall of Fame.
A layup and half court, right?
Right. Awesome. And you know, without Sony, this wouldn't happen. And we really appreciate your support. Thank you for being a part of Mobile Expo 2022.
Yep.
We look forward to a long relationship together.
You got it. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Good job. Cool.
Much appreciated, man. Good job. Yeah.